Boy, that got a little salty.
Something going on. Boss, too late to get out clean. All activities.
If you get caught, there will be penalties.
I needed that money.
What if the most dangerous battles in 2025 aren't fought on the battlefield, but in the shadows, in the halls of power, and inside the human heart? From spy thrillers and political conspiracies to gritty superhero comebacks, these shows aren't just entertainment.
Can't take him down alone, Red. We need an army.
They're events, and trust me, you'll want to be there when they drop. Welcome back, binge watchers. 2025 has unleashed a storm of brand new TV series, and we've cut through the noise to bring you the top 10 must-see shows of the year. No repeats, no overhyped titles, just fresh, binge-worthy gems. Please subscribe to my channel and grab your seat, because every entry on this list will keep you hooked until the very end. Number 10, Butterfly, 2025.
Why you start to lose yourself? You can't keep living this life. You can't keep.
Now here's a spy thriller that instantly grabbed my attention. Butterfly. At first glance, it feels like a classic espionage tale, but what sets it apart is how personal the story is. We meet David Young, a former US intelligence operative who the world believes has been dead for 9 years. In reality, he's been living quietly in South Korea, trying to outrun both his past and his mistakes.
Disappeared. I stayed awake every night waiting for you to come home.
But as you'd expect in the spy game, ghosts don't stay buried for long. The real twist kicks in when his estranged daughter Rebecca enters the picture. She isn't just any ordinary daughter. She's been trained by CADIS, a ruthless shadow agency, and now she's tasked with the unthinkable, hunting down and killing her own father. Suddenly, what should have been a cold-blooded mission becomes a deeply emotional collision of past loyalties, lies, and unfinished family business. That tension between father and daughter is what makes Butterfly so gripping. You're not just watching a spy story, you're watching a family war. Set against the neon-lit streets of Seoul, the show balances sleek action sequences with heavy psychological drama. Every alley feels like it hides a secret, and every character seems to be carrying double agendas. Personally, I love how Butterfly takes the espionage genre and gives it a raw, emotional twist. Honestly, this one feels like a must-watch if you're into spy thrillers with a heart-pounding edge. Number 9, Countdown, 2025.
Just checking to see how you were after that bomb went off on our face last night. I was just...
Ready to rock.
Yeah?
Yeah, 100%.
Next is Countdown. If you're craving an adrenaline rush, Countdown is the kind of series that refuses to let you breathe easy. The story kicks off with a brutal gut punch. A Department of Homeland Security officer is assassinated in broad daylight, and from there, it's chaos. Enter LAPD detective Mark Meacham, a former Army Ranger with a knack for ignoring rules and carving his own path.
Boy, that got a little salty.
And from there, it's chaos. Enter LAPD detective Mark Meacham, a former Army Ranger with a knack for ignoring rules and carving his own path. He's pulled into a covert task force that ropes in heavy hitters from the FBI, DEA, and even the Secret Service. That mix of personalities alone promises sparks, but what really drives the tension is the bigger picture, a conspiracy that could bring Los Angeles to its knees. The threats aren't your typical action cliches either. The show dives into encrypted messages, shadowy extremist networks, and political games that make you question who's really pulling the strings. Number 8, Ballard, 2025.
I stuck my neck out for you, Ballard, when the chief and others had a different idea.
Next is Ballard. Some cops punch the clock, but Detective Renee Ballard, she lives for the cases everyone else would rather forget. Ballard takes us deep into Los Angeles, where she's handed the thankless job of running a cold case unit that's literally shoved into the basement of the department. No big budget, no flashy tech, just a stack of unsolved homicides and a ragtag team of volunteers.
Better way to keep the troublesome woman quiet than to silo her in the ass end of the LAPD.
And honestly, that's what makes it so gripping. As Ballard reopens dusty files, the show peels back layer after layer of the city's dark history. Murders that never found justice, secrets buried by time, and whispers of corruption inside the very department she's supposed to serve. With political pressure bearing down on her and resistance from colleagues who'd rather keep the past buried, every breakthrough feels like a fight. And then comes the chilling realization. Some of these cases are connected to a conspiracy that's been festering in Los Angeles for decades. What I love most here is Ballard herself. Played brilliantly by Maggie Q, she's tough but empathetic, sharp yet vulnerable, a detective who feels human, not some cookie-cutter cop drama cliche. For me, Ballard feels like the perfect mix of gritty realism and edge-of-your-seat mystery. A must-watch if you loved Bosch or Bosch Legacy. Number 7. The Agency, Central Intelligence, 2024.
Too late to get out clean. All activities, or people would die.
Mantra of Brandon Colby, better known in the shadows as Martian. The Agency wastes no time pulling us into the razor's edge world of espionage. After years of deep cover work in Africa, Martian is yanked out of the field and reassigned to London Station, a move that sounds safer but quickly proves more dangerous than anything he's faced before.
We don't know where he is.
What sets this show apart isn't just the global stakes, rogue operations, political double-dealing, and enemies who can look like friends, but the personal story at its core. Martian is haunted by past missions and drawn back into a complicated romance with Sudanese professor Sami Zahir. Suddenly, his mission isn't just about intelligence gathering, it's about navigating the impossible balance between love, loyalty, and duty. Every choice he makes threatens to unravel everything he's built, and the price of a wrong move isn't just his career, but lives across continent. Number 6. Your Friends and Neighbors, 2025.
Sorry, guys.
Seriously? What were you doing?
You get caught, there will be penalties.
I needed
Tell me the truth. It was your job to fight for Mom, for us. I'm in trouble. That line pretty much sets the tone for Your Friends and Neighbors, a show that takes the glossy facade of Los Angeles suburbia and rips it wide open. At the center is Andrew Cooper, once a high-flying hedge fund manager, now jobless, divorced, and desperate to keep up appearances.
You doing, Cookie, okay?
Hey, you two, can I just say?
But instead of downsizing like most people, Coop makes a darker choice. He breaks in. Literally. He starts robbing his own neighbors, slipping into their mansions under the cover of night to maintain the lavish lifestyle his family still expects. It's the perfect setup for a modern morality tale, because with every house he enters, Coop isn't just stealing jewelry or cash, he's uncovering secrets. And trust me, the skeletons these wealthy elites are hiding are far more dangerous than anything locked inside a safe. One wrong door kicks off a chain reaction of betrayal, paranoia, and violence that no one in the neighborhood can escape. What I love about this series is how it flips the perfect suburb cliche on its head. Everyone in this show is hiding something, from affairs to fraud to lies they'd kill to protect. And Coop's desperate break-ins become the spark that exposes it all. It's tense, it's twisted, and it really makes you wonder, how well do you really know your neighbors? Personally, I think Your Friends and Neighbors hits that sweet spot between crime thriller and social drama. And it's one of those shows where the real monsters aren't outside the gated community. They're living right next door. Number 5. The Residents, 2025.
Anything unusual happen? Other than my boss dying? Anything unusual? Mr. President, this house needs to be treated like a crime scene.
I'm trying to solve a murder and I've got the FBI, the President of the United States, and Kylie Minogue breathing down my neck. If that doesn't hook you, nothing will. The Residents takes us straight into the most famous house in America, the White House. But forget the political speeches and photo ops because this place is hiding way more than just classified documents.
There are 200 people down there, including the President of the United States.
It all kicks off during a glittering state dinner for the Australian Prime Minister. The chandeliers sparkle, the champagne flows, and then someone turns up dead. Suddenly, the 132 rooms of the White House become a sprawling crime scene. Number 4. The PITT, 2025.
1, 2, 3.
And so it begins.
Nothing. Imagine being thrown into the chaos of an emergency room where every second counts, and the line between life and death is thinner than a heartbeat. That's exactly what the PITT delivers, an unflinching, hour-by-hour look at a single, brutal 15-hour shift inside Pittsburgh Trauma Medical Center's ER. At the center of it all is Dr. Michael Rabinovich, a seasoned physician holding together a team of residents, interns, and medical students who are pushed to their absolute breaking point. Every episode covers 1 hour of that relentless shift, so you're not just watching medicine happen, you're living it. Patients come in bleeding, broken, or barely breathing, and the team has to fight through exhaustion, ethical dilemmas, and emotional collapse, all while the clock never stops ticking. But the PITT isn't just about medical emergencies, it's about the people behind the scrubs. You see the scars of post-pandemic burnout, the crushing weight of staff shortages, and the moral compromises doctors are forced to make when resources run thin. It's raw, it's claustrophobic, and it's deeply human. By the time the shift ends, you feel like you've been right there on the front line, holding your breath with every code blue. For me, the PITT stands out because it strips away the glossy, TV drama version of medicine and shows you the gritty reality. Honestly, if you're brave enough to handle the ride, this show will leave you breathless. Number 3. Daredevil Born Again, 2025.
The city has bled long enough. Under my rule, there will be order. Can't take him down alone, Red.
Why did you stop being a vigilante? Matt Murdock's answer is chilling, because the line was crossed. That single line sets the tone for Daredevil Born Again, a series that drags us back into the blood-soaked alleys and crumbling courtrooms of New York City.
Can you blame me?
By day, Matt is still the lawyer fighting for justice in a fractured legal system. But by night, he pulls the mask back on, stepping into a city that's darker and more dangerous than ever. Wilson Fisk, yes, the Kingpin himself, isn't just ruling from the shadows anymore. He's the newly elected mayor, using the full weight of political power to bend the law to his will. Corruption isn't hidden anymore. Number 2. Sherlock and Daughter, 2025.
Let me see.
Oh, that's not for sale. A killer used this knife to murder someone.
Do you know anyone in London?
A gentleman who lives on Baker Street.
Sherlock Holmes has always been the master of deduction, but in Sherlock and Daughter 2025, the great detective faces his most personal mystery yet. This isn't just about cryptic riddles or cunning villains. It's about family, legacy, and whether Sherlock's genius can adapt to a partner who shares his bloodline.
Make the gentleman a good breakfast now.
I'm your daughter.
The series introduces us to Sherlock's estranged daughter, a brilliant but reckless mind who mirrors her father's brilliance while carrying the scars of his absence. Together, they're thrown into a new wave of cases that stretch from foggy London streets to the sleek chaos of modern crime syndicates. But every step towards solving the mystery of others brings them closer to unraveling the one that binds them. Can trust exist between two people who see the world as one big puzzle? What makes this series shine is the tension at its heart. It's not just Holmes versus the criminal underworld, it's Holmes versus fatherhood. The show balances razor-sharp mysteries with deeply human drama, showing us a side of Sherlock that feels fresh and vulnerable without losing the wit and brilliance that made him iconic. Sherlock and Daughter is both a reimagining and a continuation, proving that even the world's greatest detective can't escape the mysteries of family. Number 1. House of Guinness, 2025.
Here today to mourn the death who brought peace and prosperity.
At the very top of the list comes House of Guinness 2025, a sweeping family saga drenched in history, power, and betrayal. If you thought dynasties like the Roys in Succession or the Duttons in Yellowstone were ruthless, wait until you step inside the Guinness Empire. This isn't just a story about the legendary brewing dynasty, it's about the battles that brewed behind closed doors. From the rise of Arthur Guinness and the empire he built, to the heirs who inherited not only fortune, but scandal, House of Guinness unfolds like a Shakespearean tragedy disguised as a historical drama. Money and power fuel ambition, but they also ignite feuds, secrets, and betrayals that span generations. The production itself feels like a prestige masterpiece. Sprawling Irish landscapes, candlelit halls echoing with whispered conspiracies, and the intoxicating glamour of a family whose name became a global brand. But behind the stout and the legacy lies a darker story, one of fractured bloodlines, sacrifices, and the steep cost of empire.
And there you have it, 10 series that prove 2025 is about to be one of the biggest years for television. From courtroom duels in Daredevil Born Again, to high-stakes espionage in Butterfly, to the sprawling dynasties of House of Guinness. Every one of these shows is packed with tension, spectacle, and stories that stay with you. Which one are you most excited for? Drop your pick in the comments. I read every single one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more deep dives into the shows that matter. Until next time, stay curious, stay cinematic, and I'll see you in the next video.